right, welcome race fans here to Darlington with the Midnight Motorsports League here. They are going to be running 78 laps tonight here at the Lady in Black. Joining me in the booth here tonight, Roger Wagner, my good old buddy. How you doing, Roger?
Pretty good, Rudy. Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure having you in the booth with me, my friend.
Hopefully the race tonight will be a pleasure too. This is a tough place. These guys got their hands full for sure.
Oh yeah, man. Guys have been out here practicing for quite a while now, and it looks rough. Got two different distinctive turns in this track. 1 and 2 being a little tight. 3 and 4 kind of a little bit longer swooping, and I think it's going to be rough to make a setup here that's going to be consistent. But it's all going to be about throttle management tonight.
Yeah, it's really about rhythm. I mean, it's less than a mile and a half of track, but you're running against the wall. You got to have the right rhythm. Otherwise, you're in a whole lot of trouble. You're going to put it in the fence, or you're going to get really loose coming off and put it in the inside fence. If you can't manage your right foot in both hands, you get your work cut out for you. I guarantee you that.
Probably going to see a lot of Darlington stripes tonight. Darlington stripes leaving a black mark on the wall where you hit it with your tire or something. We see that a lot. This track noted for that throughout the NASCAR community and also the iRacing community. So this track definitely noted for the black stripe on the wall. So we're probably going to see a few of them tonight.
Yeah, that right front corner, right side, and right rear damage, you're going to see plenty of that tonight. Nobody really ever gets out of here without tagging the wall at least once. So yeah, we won't see too many trucks get out of here without at least a scratch on them.
Let's talk about, too wide on this track. Pretty narrow racing surface right there in the turns. If you get it down on that white dotted line right there in the turns, it gets all out of shape. Just like no man's land down there. You don't want to get down there. So these guys are going to have to really do the passing and stuff probably in the straightaways. And with getting a run off of the turns, it could be difficult.
Well, the only place here you're going to run too wide is down the straightaways. If you try it in the corners, you got lots and lots of problems. It's going to be really ugly. If a guy gets his nose inside coming off the corner, and you just let him go, get in line, follow him around. If he tries to put his nose in there going in, one of you is going to have to give. The guy on the outside is the guy that usually ends up paying the big price because the car on the inside is going to come up. You have to come up. If you don't, then the guy on the outside is going to have a huge advantage, and he's going to end up clearing you anyway. It's not going to be an issue, but to put it too wide going into or going through one of these corners is a very, very dangerous situation, and nobody wants to be in that situation. Most guys will just yield.
Well, you were talking about give and take. This is one of them tracks that there has to be 100% cooperation on that give and take, because if a guy's got a run on you, I heard some of the guys talking already, if a guy gets a run on you, let him go. Don't battle with them. Don't fight him, because if you do, you're going to lose. Somebody's going to go into the wall. So these guys got to respect each other out there on the track, give a little bit here and there, and it'll come back. You'll get that chance to take a little bit. So if the guys respect each other out on the track, we should see a pretty good race here tonight, Roger.
Yeah, and there's a pretty respectful bunch, so I don't think we're going to see a whole lot of that. I know the best time to make spots is early in a run when your tires haven't been beat up, and it only takes 4 or 5 laps to get the tires beat up here. But most of these guys are sharp enough. They know. Just race the track. Don't race the other drivers. Everything will work itself out in the end, and a little bit of respect goes a long ways here. It's good to give. Give way more than you take, and you actually end up being way further ahead at the end of the night.
Right. I agree. So, all right, a little under 5 minutes. till we get this thing underway. Any last minute things that you want to throw out there, Roger? Go for it.
No, just we're going to see close racing. Guys are going to be right on top of each other. It's the guy who's the most patient, the guy who's the most, I guess you should probably say, the most coordinated with both his hands and his right foot, that is going to end up the guy that comes out on top tonight. It's not always the fastest truck, because the fastest truck sometimes will bite the wall, and that's a bad situation. They end up with a lot of damage. So it's going to be the guy that's got the most patience, that gives the most, and races the track. He doesn't race the other drivers. That's the guy that you're going to see come out on top tonight.
Absolutely. All right, well, should be some good sound advice for some of these drivers out here. Hopefully they do kind of take heed to some of the info that, you know, not just you and I put out, but to other drivers put out, you know, and they show that out on the track tonight, and this should turn out to be a decent race if the guys give and take a little and be respectful, lift off that throttle when they need to. Don't take it too wide in the turns. Somebody's got to back out, or somebody's going to lose. Pit road speed 45 miles an hour, and pit road entrance is a little squirrely coming in there, and long sweeping exit to the backstretch coming out of the pit stall. So we're probably going to see the guys have to make at least one pit stop. Definitely have to make one for fuel, but depending on whether there's cautions or not, we may see a couple of extra stops for tires, but we'll try to focus in on that as they do come down pit road and keep you up to date with what the drivers are doing. And at the best of our knowledge, it's hard for us to cover everybody, but keep you up to date on whether they take 2 tires or 4 tires. 2 tires here, I really think, is a recipe for an accident. You don't want to have 2 gripping tires and 2 that are not gripping. So I think probably pretty much like Roger said, this track does eat up tires. I think we're going to see probably a lot of 4 tire changes, unless it comes down to the last few laps and there is a caution, and we may see a 2 tire change just for track position.
Yeah, it'd have to be a pretty short run to want to take 2 tires, because you need the left sides as much as you need the right sides here. So this place is notorious for destroying tires. Any chance you get 4, guys want 4. We're getting right down to it here, about a minute and a half. I'm going to see some of these guys go out and go down qualifying laps.
And we've seen a lot of fast guys out here. Friedinger, no doubt about it, but we've got Mark Russell now, Sean Butler. These guys beating Friedinger in practice. Wow, man, that's amazing. These guys have, just worked on their setups just well enough that they beat him, because, man, he was at the top of the leaderboard for the longest time.
Until the last about 5 or 6 minutes here, and both Butler and Russell got by him.
Yeah.
It's not by much, a couple hundredths, but it's a good bit.
Yeah, 22 1,000ths of a second behind Sean Butler. Wow. And Mark Russell only 19 1,000ths of a second behind Sean. So Sean, I talked to him there before the race. He said that his setup he was working on was trying to get it to where it was good on the long run. And if you can do something like that and get it up to, I believe they said that you're going to make it about 65 laps, somewhere along in there, on a tank of fuel. And if you can keep this thing out of the wall and keep it, keep all the fenders intact here for 65 laps, stop for fuel, and maybe take 2 tires or 4, you might have a good chance to win.
Well, I'm going to run it that far. I think I'm taking 2 and just enough fuel to finish, and we're just going to hope for the best. But I think we're going to see these guys stop around the midway point, maybe lap 40, 45. Go ahead and get 4 tires on it, and try to make it to the end that way. But we'll just kind of have to see. Some of these guys are really fast. It's a matter of keeping it out of the fence, really.
Roger that. All right, so they're getting ready to take their qualifying laps now, and we'll stay focused on this for a few minutes here. They got about a 5-minute window here to lay down a good qualifying lap, so let's see what they can do. Wanted to thank everybody for joining us here tonight at MaxSpeedTV. We're watching the Midnight Motorsports League run at Darlington for 78 laps. Should be a pretty good race. It's the one they ran last weekend at Darling on the NASCAR circuit. Well, this weekend, excuse me. Last night, and boy, I'll tell you what, it looked like a great race. Them guys out there powering those Gen 6 cars around that thing like it's nothing. Man, I'm telling you, what a race that was.
Yeah, it turned out to be a pretty good race. I've been kind of impressed with the way the new car's working.
Yeah, I think a lot of the drivers are pretty happy with them. I wish these trucks drove that nice around this facility. Well, I don't know if we're going to see, those guys were talking there a little bit ago when I was talking to them before the race. They said that they were going to try to maybe the fast guys not qualify and see if they could come up through the field from the back, but I don't look for that to happen, to be honest with you.
I will be so surprised if that happens.
I don't look for it.
Yeah, Fridinger 561. That's a pretty good lap.
Mm-hmm. I expect to see Mark Russell and Sean Butler up there.
And there he is, Mark Russell, right on cue.
Yeah. Doug Lemon's another fast one in practice. I expect him to be right up in the hunt. Although, you know, I have seen him in some races, Roger, not qualify or qualify poorly and come up through the field. You know, his setup could be one of them. You know, you don't have much grip at the beginning, and maybe after about 10, 15 laps, it comes in. So we'll have to kind of watch Doug. He's kind of likes to sneak it in on you like that, and you don't know what to expect of him, and come up the end of the race, and here he comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, he ran good in Martinsville, so he's going to try to back that up and pull a good finish out here, see if he can close the gap on some of these guys.
All right,
Sean Butler in 621, getting up for third.
And I'm sure these guys aren't holding anything back right now. They're just they're trying to put it up there just as fast as they can. And boy, that man, oh man, Mark Russell really laying down a great lap. Those top three are, wow, they are going to be tough tonight.
Yeah, the guys up front are the guys to beat, so everybody else is going to have to step it up or hope they have problems.
David Lancaster, not a bad lap there either. I mean, a 7:19, that's pretty doggone good to come in for fourth place.
Only 6 drivers qualifying.
Well, this is a tough track. I'll tell you what, I don't think I'd qualify either. I think I'd want to ride in the back for a ways and see what I got coming toward the end, or just this is a tough track. Man, I'm telling you, it is tough for a lot of folks.
It's tough for everybody. This place is hard. Well, down to it. And I'm going to have to step away for just a second here, Rudy.
Okay. All All right, so as they get ready to take the grid, we'll run down through the qualifying order here. Mark Russell on the pole with a great lap of 28.531. Holy smokes. Great lap. Gary Freidinger coming in second in the number 13 with a 28.561. So only 31 thousandths of a second between them two. Sean Butler in third in the number 88. We'll give these guys just another second or two to grid. Okay, starting on outside of him in the fourth spot, the number 50, David Lancaster. In fifth, the number 12 of Perry Snelson. In sixth, not on the grid yet, Chris Pence in the number 14 truck. In seventh, the 27 of Kevin Mitchell. First one that did not qualify. In eighth, the 21 of David Robleski. In 10th, the number 70 of Doug Lemons. In 11th, the number 32 of Brent Keith. In 12th, the number 87 of William Toney. In 13th, the number 44 of Jason Sizlove. In 14th, the number 84 of Dave Smith. In 15th, the 45 of Roy Hall. In 17th, Nicholas Stone back here in the 29. In 18th, the 25 of Lanty Jarvis. And taking up the rear of the field, Scott Barkman in the number 19, starting 19th on the grid. All right, so just a handful of drivers. We've got about 17 drivers out there. So we will get to this and get ready to take the green flag here as soon as they get underway here.
78 laps. Should go by pretty quick, really. Don't have too many cautions. Just think flies right on by.
Yeah, kind of a short race for these guys. I'm kind of surprised, really.
Well, I think on some of these more fatiguing tracks, they're starting to bring the lap counts down a little so that the drivers can actually enjoy these drivers.
Well, Roger, I'll give you the honors to get this thing underway.
I appreciate that.
I mean, it looks like a lot of room in the turns for too wide, but I'll tell you what, when you're doing 150 mile an hour running turns, around that 140, 150, it doesn't look that. It doesn't look that roomy.
Yeah, no, there's not as much room as it looks like. This place is really, really hard in the corners, and there's only a really one fast line through here. Somebody's already got it taken away from you. You just got to kind of give and get in line and do the right things. All right, pace car's in. Mark Russell in control. Gary Freidinger on his outside here, waiting on the green flag. And green's in the air. We are underway. He did not get a good start, Rudy. Mark Russell did not get a good start.
No.
Unlike last night, the inside line is not going to prevail tonight here.
Yeah, I think the inside line here is a little bit tight. Sean Butler gets a run down the back stretch. Going into turn one, he does get by Mark Russell. So Mark Russell could be pacing himself a little bit. I'm not sure, but I don't know. This isn't a track you really want to pace yourself too much.
Well, it's not a horrible deal. Man, everybody's already single file. We made one lap and everybody's single file here. So
yeah, Mark Russell back to third.
Dave Robleski made a nice pass right there. I think Mitchell got in the wall a little bit, slowed him down, because Doug Lemons came right on by there too.
Yeah, he's already moving up through the field. Brent Keith in 9th, and William Toney 10th. So we're starting to see these guys starting to pace themselves a little bit in the back of the field. And boy, it's really getting spread out real quick, Roger.
Yeah, this field's getting spread out really fast. This may set up for a good long green run here too.
Back here in 10th, from 10th on back, they seem to be having, some pretty good racing going on here. 44 of Jason Sizelove here comes up on Kevin Mitchell. But I don't see anybody really trying to pass just yet. Pretty early.
So far, I'm rolling through this field taking me a good look. I see 2 trucks with damage. Sean Butler's got a little damage, and Dave Smith's got just a little damage. So they found the Darlington scrap. That's 2. We'll keep count of this when we can.
But no surprise.
Four's on a huge breakaway, Rudy. Look at that.
Oh yeah. No surprise though, Gary Freidinger up front already. He had such a great start on the race right there, and beating Mark Russell into turn 1. And man, I'm telling you what, that really showed the power. I'm not sure what happened to Mark Russell, whether he missed a shift, just sleeping on it, or maybe it was planned. Maybe he just kind of wanted to pace himself and let these guys get out there and battle for a while. But I look for him to get back up there in the heat. He's already closed up on Sean Butler by quite a little bit right now, hanging right there in 3rd.
I was watching just a second ago, and Roy Hall was running about 13th place, went down in turn 1, almost looped that truck. Now he's back at the back of the field.
Mark Russell going into 1 does get by Sean Butler to move into 2nd. So he's having a pretty good race here already. The whole time these guys are racing up in the front right here, Gary Freidinger is getting away. Mark's already about a half a second behind him.
Lancaster's hanging in pretty good right there in 4th place. Looks like he's just riding, waiting to see what Russell and Butler are going to do, making sure that everything's going to be good. We got a pass down here on the outside of turn 2. Robleski's going to move over. He's going to let both Lemons and Pence go by.
Yeah, well, that's a pretty smart move. If they're faster, let them go by. And we talked about that before the race, Roger. You see him catch that white line right there, and it got him out of shape.
Yeah. He's going to be, Brent Keith's going to be on him here a lap or 2 if he doesn't get back under his rhythm.
Sure thing. Boy, I'll tell you, you got to stay away from that white line.
You can stay away from them white walls, too.
Kevin Mitchell back here in 10th. Jason Sizelove having a good run here in the Slim Jim truck. A sharp looking truck. Somebody did a good job painting that. Started 13th, running in 11th right now, as he did get by a couple of guys. William Toney in 12th, right where he started. Lanny Jarvis in 13th. Has picked up a few positions. He started 18th, and here he is running in the 13th spot, so... Guys really spread out around this track, Roger. Wow.
Yeah, now Lancaster's falling back off those front 3, so top 3 getting away just a little bit here.
Yeah, they've closed up on Freidinger by quite a bit now, only 3/10 behind him. Not letting him get out there too awful much. But he is out there in clean air, nobody to disturb the air out in front of him. That's going to make a big difference.
Well, it looks like Russell is really trying to put the pressure on him now. He sees Butler coming. He's got him here. Yeah, maybe not.
Maybe not. Gonna be close. Well,
looked like he had a good run off of 4, but it just didn't materialize on the straightaway for him.
Let's ride along with Freidinger here. Looking back on Mark Russell. Mark kind of backed off just a touch now. Him and Sean Butler hanging right there, 2nd and 3rd. Sean taking a peek, but man, just so hard to get grip coming out of turn 4. Mark Russell catches that white line. He's got to stay away from that white line, and that cost him a little bit of momentum.
Gotta be careful on your exits here, especially. Too low, you catch the flat part and it really wants to make the truck turn. If you're too wide, you're going to slap the wall, and that's going to make it never want to turn.
Yes, sir. All right, looking ahead here from Sean Butler, looking up to our leaders. Freidinger up there in first, Mark Russell in second, and these guys really struggle to keep that thing off of the wall. Let's go back to Lancaster back here in fourth. He's already 1.7 seconds behind that group, but hanging in there in fourth, and it's quite a ways back to the fifth place. Doug Lemon's now in fifth. He's way back here, almost 6 seconds.
Yeah, Chris Pence just took sixth place away from Perry Snelson on the exit of 2 there.
He sure did. So Chris Pence already starting to put the pressure on everybody. He's a good racer. I've known Chris for a while now. I've watched him race. He even broadcasted some races that he was in. And he's a good racer.
Yeah, he is.
He used to run with the guys over at A-Main Racing. I broadcasted a few races that he was in with that group. There's a good bunch of guys. I miss them guys, man. They ran a lot of good races. All right, 18 laps into this thing. Out of 78, so 60 to go. I doubt we're going to see anybody do a short pit on this, Roger.
No.
If they were going to do a short pit, we'd probably see it here in the next 2 or 3 laps. But I think everybody's going to probably try to run this as long as they can and hope for a caution. So
Butler just got by Russell for second.
He sure did. Guys are probably starting to feel a little bit of fall off on the tires, just a touch. Somebody said that figured about 15 laps and you're going to have to start backing off the gas. Well, I'll tell you what, these guys have backed off quite a little bit. We're talking about a full second. These guys have dropped off their times from starting this race.
Doesn't take long to get to that either.
No. Freidinger
going back through the field here, Rudy. I'm looking, and everybody's pretty much 30 seconds or less here, all the way back to 8th place.
What happened to Robleski? He on pit road?
Yeah, he is on pit road. I wonder, he's got him some damage. Oh yeah, he crushed the wall somewhere.
Go down and check out the damage here.
And about lap 16, he crushed the wall. I'm going to say out of turn 2.
Ooh. Yeah, I see a lot of damage on that right side.
Yeah, he hit it a ton right there. Tried to get a little bit too much in the exit, and that just didn't pay off.
All right, Roy Hall now running in 15th. There's Robleski now coming off of pit road. Getting that thing back under power as guys are coming by him, and he will go 3 laps down to our leader. Well, I hated to see that kind of early for that, but you know, this track is noted for that, Roger.
Oh yeah, the wall gets you eventually. There's only 3 or 4 trucks that don't have damage.
Alright,
the 29 truck has a ton of damage.
Nicholas Stone. Oh.
That whole right side of that truck's tore up front too back.
We may see him come down pit road here before too much longer as well. Wow, I hate to see that on these guys this early, getting that much damage, man. That's going to make a long, struggling race for some of these guys.
Yeah, Scott Bartman at 13th. He's just about in the same position. There's less trucks without damage than there is that have some kind of damage.
Yep. I think we kind of expected that. Looks like William Toney with some damage on that. May have tapped the outside wall with the rear end of that truck. He's got a little rear damage on the spoiler. Jason Sizlove still running in the 10th spot. Started 13th, doing real well there. And we've got a pretty good battle going on for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Excuse me, 8th and 9th. Yeah, 8th and 9th. Robleski on the tail end of that, 3 laps down. He's trying to hang into their run right here.
Our leaders have started to get into some of the lap traffic at the back of the field here, so we're going to have to watch how they work the traffic and how the traffic works now.
Doug Lemons with a little damage on the rear of that truck as well. Lancaster looks like he is pretty clean. I don't see any physical damage on that truck whatsoever. Mark Russell, same for him. I don't see any damage on his. Sean Butler, you said's got a little bit of right side damage.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he heard the wall kiss already.
All right, let's ride along with Freidinger here and watch him as he deals with lap traffic.
Oh, he hit the wall.
Yes, he did. Good save and let the leaders by, so good job.
I think we're about to lose our second truck. Dave Smith's already taking his behind. It looks like there's a really good chance that
Scott Bartman,
the 19 truck of Scott Bartman's going to be gone too.
I don't see him on the track right now. So I think we've got 2 guys out of the race already. Boy, Sean Butler and Mark Russell are really showing some power here, hanging on with Freidinger. This is great racing up here in the front. I don't know how they're doing it.
Yeah, this guy's putting on a pretty good show.
Sean Butler tapped the wall there coming out of the turn. A little more damage on the right front of that truck. Wow.
It's going to start to hurt him at some point. It's going to kill that right front tire. That downforce he needs is going to be gone, and he's going to kill that right front tire.
Yeah, let's go up here and we'll see if we can't get a visual on right front here of Sean Butler. He's got a little bit of damage, you can see. Just a little bit on the front fender and the hood. Not much, but enough that it could probably, if he hit that a couple more times, it could start getting ready to knock the toe out of that thing, and he could be having trouble dealing with some steering issues.
If he's not already.
Yeah, he could be already. Let's ride along with him in the cockpit and see if it's throwing his steering out.
Freidinger puts it in the fence.
Hey. Sean's truck seems to be steering okay for now, but like I said, if the more times you hit that wall, the further it's going to knock it out. But even so, that cosmetic damage could cause a little bit of aerodynamic problems, and might slow him down just a little bit, and that could be an advantage for Mark Russell to get by him. If Mark can stay up off of that white line. He almost had a run on Sean right there coming down the stretch, but he kind of backed out a little bit and said, I'll try that another time. Already almost halfway through this race, Roger.
Yeah, we're getting there pretty quick.
Yeah.
We got spread out early. Everybody did a little give and take, and that's really going to help out.
All right, so we did have a couple of guys take a behind the wall, Dave Smith and Scott Barkman. We got quite a ways here before we do see some green flag pit stop, but we have had a couple of guys on pit road. Perry Snelson on pit road now.
Yep.
Coming off.
Yeah, he's got right side damage. Minimal, but he's got right side damage.
As he gets back under power here and gets off pit road, that could be his pit stop of the day right there. He could make it the rest of the way now on fuel if he did take a full load of fuel.
Oh yeah, easy. Tires won't be a problem. Nick Stone's headed for pit road.
Brent Keith on pit road now. No. So we're seeing a few of the guys coming down pit road here. Brent Keith got a lot of right side damage on that, and looks like he's sitting there getting that fixed up. So changing up the order here a little bit. Some of the guys in the back here getting their pit stops. Nicholas Stone, let's go back on Nicholas. Right side tires going on. He's got a lot of damage on that truck as well. Left side tires going on. And he's going to sit there and try to get a little damage fixed up also.
Yeah, he's definitely got to choose to get some of the damage fixed. I think he had enough. Maybe he did have some steering issues.
It looks like Roy Hall pulls over here and lets, I believe, who was that, the 14, the 14 go by. That would be Chris Pence. So Roy Hall couple a lap down.
Yeah, Roy is the first and only car 1 lap down.
Right.
So if we did get a caution, he would be the lucky dog. Breidinger starting to stretch away a little bit from Butler, but Russell's standing right on Butler's bumper.
Yeah, these guys are quite a little ways from coming down pit road. But Roger, we're going to take just a quick break. And we will be right back.
He does. And Frodinger out in front is really starting to get away from Russell and Butler. It's about 1.5 seconds now. So he's really pouring it on late in his run. Yeah. Dave Robleski went back on the pit road. He was just on pit road a few laps ago. He is back on pit road again. He did not get enough damage fixed on that car. Mark Russell's making a move on Butler right now for second. Down the back stretch, and he'll have that easy. Yep, I think it's a little late for that. Yeah, he's driving away still. We're hitting the 50 lap mark here, Rudy. That's great. Oh yeah, everybody's hit the wall. He just hit it hard enough. He had required repairs. Chris Benz has got damage now too, and he was one of the trucks that didn't have damage a few laps ago. Even your leader has damage if you go look at his truck. Sean Butler's on pit road. He was running third when he gave that up. Chris Pence is in his pit stall. And away, 2-tire stop for the 14 truck. There's a gambler for you. Leader's coming in. Leader's coming in. Russell's in his stall. Mark Russell took two. What a gaggle of trucks just went off into three. Wow, they got through. They got by with it. They were all out of shape. Butler should be out front now, but just barely over Fredinger. Yeah, the top 5 or 6 are all 2-tire changes. Yeah, Fredinger got to run right up on him because Sean had to roll out of the throttle right there for the 45 truck. Yeah. If Fredinger thought about trying to tear it down into one and thought better of it when he didn't get his nose even close. By the time they entered the corner, he gave up a bunch of gap to Butler, but looks like he's going to get it all back in the next lap. Well, Fredinger hit the wall. Good catch, and he really didn't lose much either. That was a really good catch. When every truck on the track's got damage now, there ain't nobody that's damage free now. Oh, the leaders caught traffic in the middle of 1 and 2. A good job getting around on the outside. Butler didn't get a good run off the corner. Fredinger was able to go a little wider and get a straighter exit and carry more speed to the exit too. And he really did a good job of not getting into the side. You get plenty of berth there. Now they're in some heavy traffic here. This will get a little dicey. Yeah, it's really been different than I thought it was going to be. This is actually a really good race. The racing up front's really close. Scott Martin back on pit road again, 16 laps down, and still trying to get damage fixed on that truck. You know, touching on the Mark Russell thing, he took 2 tires. He must have been really slow getting in and out of pit road to lose that much time, and you know, he's going to have to be 0.4 of a second faster than these guys per lap to get there. I just don't see that he has that, especially considering he's catching all the traffic the other guys have already cleared now. They are 2 wide in front of him. This is a bad idea. But none of them wrecked. Wow, I don't really know how to respond to that. That looked like a wreck waiting to happen. traffic can be the Achilles heel, or can be your best buddy on these tracks. And it's not Russell's best buddy. So far, it's actually been pretty good to the guys up front. They've caught him in the right places. Came in on a bad line there because he really caught Mitchell at the exit or and committed himself to going to the bottom, and Mitchell was going to get out of the way going low there, and it really just kind of upset the apple cart for Butler. Yeah, not really his typical running position. He's struggling really bad here today. Started 8th, and he's back last of the trucks that are running. Oh, I guess Bartman did come back out, but he's several laps down after pounding the turn 2 wall on about lap 16. That truck just never did recover. No. Well, we're coming down here to 5 to go this time by, and Freidinger is just gone. He is 2.5 seconds ahead of Butler. Yeah. That'll make it easy. And Bartman's finally taken his truck behind the wall, and they are done for the day. Yep. You lose a lot of time. I mean, you can make up some by, having fresher tires and be able to go a little quicker, but you lose so much time, it's really difficult as we come to the white flag here. Yeah, absolutely outstanding race.
I have no idea. Ah, that's alright. Yes, sir. Oh no, I was mirror driving, the whole first half of the race, definitely. Not in the corners, obviously. I would have probably ended my race pretty early, but yeah, I mean, it was a great battle between us three. Everybody had the top three definitely in Lancaster. They had great setups. It was a fun race. Oh, I'm plenty happy it didn't. I mean, I was hoping not to see a caution, especially near the end there, because I know it seemed like I think I was a little bit better than those guys on the longer run. I know in the first run I think they got caught up in some traffic, but just I want to give a thanks to everyone in this race, and everybody did a great job with no cautions at this place. Yeah, I like this place. I like the technical tracks, so I usually tend to do a little bit better. The mile and a halfs aren't really in my strong suit, but yeah, these are definitely one of my favorites.
Well, it looked pretty impressive to see you guys powering this thing around here, man. I'm telling you what, awesome race. Congratulations on your win, Gary. Well deserved. You're definitely the class of the field out there today, having a great setup and struggling with the track that when everybody hears Darlington, they just kind of cringe, you know. Not a good place to pass in the turns, but we've seen you and Sean both come up on lap traffic, 4 of you battling side by side like that. I mean, was you a little bit nervous around that or not?
A little bit, but not a whole lot. You know, you just gotta, this place here, you just gotta kind of race the track and just be aware of your surroundings, you know. If you're gonna be diving under somebody, you just gotta make sure you're not gonna slide up into them, being how narrow the corners are. But it's just a lot of fun racing here, as you know, especially if you have a bunch of guys like this that can give and take like we were here tonight.
For sure, for sure. Well, all right, Gary. Well, thanks for talking with us. You got anybody you want to thank tonight?
I said it again, you know, I said it earlier, but everybody that was in this race, hell of a job here. Also, the guys at PMG and you guys up in the booth, man, great job.
All right, thank you, Gary. Appreciate it, and congratulations again on your great win here tonight at Darlington.
Thank you.
All right, Roger.
All right, Sean Butler. You here, man?
I got you, Roger.
Well, man, you gave it everything you had. The Darlington curse, or the Darlington stripe, the Darlington ding and dent, whatever you want to call it, it kind of seemed to catch up with you there. Is that what ended up inevitably hurting your truck, or was it just that Gary was just that much faster on the longer run?
I think Gary was his truck was just a little bit better. I was able to keep up with him right in his tracks for the first 30 laps or so. Then he just started easing away just a little bit, not a lot. And then I tried to short pit a little bit and take 2 tires. And I was hoping he'd stay out a little bit longer, but that didn't work out. But got me out front for a couple laps. But no, me hitting the wall that much was just me trying to do something the truck wasn't wanting to do, which was go a little bit faster and try to stay with him towards the end. It just didn't have it in it. So, oh well, it is what it is.
Well, second's not the worst place you could have finished tonight. I mean, you could have had her watered up in the fence. So you're still going to have a great points night. And, 17 trucks, no cautions. I mean, the racing out there, it looked like everybody was really doing a good job of giving and taking. You guys had a couple of instances where you came up on guys too wide. I was really worried for you guys a couple of times, but overall, was the racing as clean as it looked from up here?
Oh yeah, it was great. Me and Mark, we swapped positions a couple times. Once one of us got a run, you just let the other go by, and then when we catch lap traffic, everyone was really good about backing off and letting us go by and everything. It just goes to show how great the racing is here, and 78 laps at Darlington, caution free. You don't see that often.
No, we sure don't. But man, you still come home second. Like I said before, you're going to have a great points night. You're still going to be leading the points when you get out of here. A good run by you. Is there anybody tonight that you need to give a special shout out to or thank you to?
Well, just want to congratulate Gary on his win and Mark running a great race there with him, and thank you guys up in the booth. Just want to say hey to my little brother out in Chicago, should be watching, and some friends of mine at work, Tyler and his wife and everything.
All right, Sean. Congratulations on your second place again, and thanks for talking to us. Rudy?
All right, Mark Russell, you got a copy.
I do, Rudy. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. What a race. You up there battling with Sean and working over Gary. It just seemed like you guys really didn't have a whole lot for Gary there. You did at the beginning. Everybody stopped, took 2 tires. Tell us about the 2 tires and how it felt, and do you think it was a good call?
Yeah. First, let me congratulate Gary on his win there. That was an awesome race by him. And, my pit stop with the 2 tires, I felt like everybody else was going to take 2. I wanted to pit earlier, but was scared there was going to be a caution. How can there not be a caution at Darlington,
Oh, of course. Yeah, that was a big surprise for us. 78 laps here with no cautions. At the end there, was you hoping there would be a caution so you could get caught up to them guys, or you just kind of glad that it took what it took and you made it third and you're just happy with that?
Well, you always want to win these things here. Right off the start, I got a horrible start and got jumped by Gary on that, and kind of fell back there in the beginning, and thought I had something for him, and just the way things worked out with lap traffic and then pit, and I really lost track position to him, and then there was nothing I could do without a caution.
Right, right. Well, Darlington, one of your favorite tracks, or no?
Oh, I like them already.
Okay. Good answer, good answer. Well, it looked like you guys were hooked up there and having a lot of fun. The first part of that race, the first 50 laps, man, that was just amazing racing. You guys put on one heck of a show up there in the front, you and Sean and Gary. But great racing. Congratulations coming home third, Mark. And you want to say hello to anybody?
Just thanks for everybody watching. Appreciate everything you guys do for us too. Thanks, Rudy and Roger.
All right, Mark. Well, thanks a lot, buddy, and good talking to you. We're going to run down through the results here real quick. Gary actually led the most laps, leading 72 laps tonight. Sean led 5, and Kevin Mitchell led 1. So, but anyhow, great racing by them guys, Roger. And let's go down through the results real quick, and we'll get the heck out of here. How's that?
Oh, yeah. Make it early night.
Yeah, Gary Freidinger coming home as our winner here tonight. Pennsylvania buddy there. Sean Butler in second. Mark Russell in third. David Lancaster fourth. Chris Pence fifth. Doug Lemons sixth. Kevin Mitchell coming home seventh. And Jason Sizlove eighth. Roger?
Roy Hall brings it home ninth. Perry Snelson in 10th. The 11th place went to Landy Jarvis Jr. William Tony in 12th. Brett Keith finished 13th tonight. 14th position was Nicholas Stone. 15th went to David Robleski. Scott Bartman in 16th. And our final truck of the night, Dave Smith.
All right. Well, pretty good race. I mean, wow, man. I am impressed with how everything went out there tonight for them guys. And any last-minute comments you want to bring to light here, Roger?
No, fantastic race. Plenty of give and take. These guys did what you have to do here to have a good, clean, smooth race. It was really competitive for the major majority of the race. Obviously, Gary was just the class of the field again tonight, and he earned the win. He deserved the win. And, Sean and Mark just, they took their respective spots. They did what they needed to do to get good points. It was a great race. I'd like to see these everywhere. I love long green runs. We got to see green flag stopped at Darlington. How amazing is that?
Yeah, that on a track that we would have never thought would have ever happened like that, and run 78 laps caution-free. That's amazing driving. It says a lot for this group of guys.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to what these guys are going to do next week. Hopefully, we'll have everybody back. We've had a few guys missing the last couple of weeks. Hopefully, everybody be back. We'll have a little bigger fields and get to see another one of these great flag-to-flag races in green.
Roger that. Okay, well, thanks for watching here. Congratulations to Gary Freidinger winning here at Darlington tonight for Midnight Motorsports. And thanks for tuning in here on MaxSpeedTV, and we will catch you tomorrow night.